Your grandfather made more money than you do at minimum wage. And I'm going to explain how that's possible, how it's true, and why you feel the way you do about how much money you make or don't make today, and why you're struggling to make ends meet. My name's Jeff. I'm the economic prepper. I'm just going to talk about this real quick, real short about it. The price of silver. That's what we're talking about. That's why where my stock pulse, silver pulse, whatever the sat pulse. I guess it's all of them. Back from the silver symposium. We're talking silver today. Okay, silver is somewhere between $80 and $110 an ounce, depending on where you look. Could be over 110 if you look at the China markets. Let's call it $100 an ounce, just for easy round numbers. $100 an ounce. How much is an ounce of silver? Well, back in the 60s, the minimum wage was $1.25 in the early 60s, and it was $1.60 or so towards 1971. So at one point in there, I think it was 66. Minimum wage was $1.40. Now that number is important because if you take 4 dimes, let me hold these right to the camera here. 4 dimes, and these are mercuries. So there's a 4 dimes. Where's the lens? There we go. 4 dimes. So I got 4 of them here. And 4 quarters from the same era. So if you look on the edge, you can see it's all silver. Where's the edge? There's the camera. See, they even sound a little different. I'll put it by the mic. A higher frequency, a little. It's hard when I'm holding everything, but silver sounds different. So I got a stack here of 8 silver coins, 4 dimes, 4 quarters. This is $1.40, and just for comparison, I've got a couple newer dimes. You can see if you look at the edge how you see the copper and the other metals in there. But these 8 coins, 4 dimes, 4 quarters. It's $1.40. $1.40 in coins between 1964 and earlier, they were 90% silver. That's how things changed. So in 1966, with an average minimum wage was $1.40, you could probably still be getting paid in coins that are 2 or 3 years old or older, and they were silver, 90% silver. So $1.40 in 90% silver coins, constitutional money, junk silver, some people call it, that was 1 ounce of silver. So you were paid 1 ounce of silver for an hour of labor at minimum wage in 1966. So you got 1 ounce of silver in 1966 for a minimum wage. Today, that's equivalent to between $80 and $100+ an hour. So unless you're making $80 or more an hour, you are getting paid less than your parents, maybe your grandparents, maybe your great-grandparents, certainly your great-grandparents, made in an hour. So you used to make an ounce of silver in an hour. And then they turned into that other crap where they put zinc and tin and all the other metals in there and took the silver out of the coins. They debased your currency. That's what they continue to do to keep kicking the can down the road of fixing the money. The money is not money, it is currency. And the reason that the difference, you can't keep creating more money, you can create more currency very easily. Money holds its purchasing power over time. That's why an ounce of silver, or actually I should say an ounce of gold, is equal to man's suit for hundreds of years, all the way back to the Middle Ages, when it equaled a suit of armor. So you are getting paid less than you were back in the 60s and 70s, even at minimum wage. And that's why you're struggling to keep up with, making ends meet. So what are your thoughts? Leave it down below, but I will say it again. I'll say it many times. Fix the money, fix the world. Talk to you in the next one. Take care.